Singapore. Team Singapore standing in their way, and they open up the bowling tonight in this second semi-final. And opening up, Matt Cannizzaro with a fabulous shot there, striking with the first ball, and that what we've seen so far in these championships has always been a good taster of things to come.
Once again, we've got two solid teams here, world-renowned, really. Success across the globe at various levels. And, the best of the best facing off. So whoever advances here certainly has earned the right to take on that talented Sweden team.
Now, last night I was talking to your commissioner, Tom Clark, about the action of your bowler here. Remind me of the style that he uses, because apparently it's very, very different from not the normal bowling action that you would see.
Yeah, he's double jointed, so that allows the extra flexibility in his wrist to do some crazy things, and just his release and his equipment choices and his grip actually is much different than some of the other players. So all of that put together is just the most unique style, as Tom had alluded to, and somehow this guy gets it done. And when he gets striking, he can knock him down,
Now looking at here, Sharky Clarky, as he's known to his teammates, is coming up. He's got a bit of a more pronounced Superman curl coming up on his forehead there. Look at that. I think he's even styled it in Clark Kent style there. Apparently there's a bit of a race to become the Sharky Clark of the bowling world. Now, a very good bowler taking the stage now, and of course it shows that it's not all about power. It shows that it's not all about brute force. It's about skill and determination. And of course, with these mixed teams events, it's something to behold, to see the world's best ladies, women, and of course men joining forces as teammates. And there we go. This is a great shot up above here. There's our spectators. That was the pitch behind us there that is looking at, of course, that was is the home of the Manchester Soccer Academy, Manchester City Soccer Academy. And just about 10 minutes ago, their manager, Pep Guardiola, was there on that fabulous pitch there. The home of soccer stars, bowling stars, however. And what we're looking at right now, as I've said before, the world's best are most definitely here. Now, if you like to be a little bit different in the way that you watch your bowling, and of course, you know, traditionally we've watched it on TV, we've watched it online, we've streamed it, we've watched it on YouTube, or all those other ways. However, this year we are doing it a little bit differently as well. You can watch it like this, but why not, if you have a mobile phone, a cell phone, use one of your app stores, Android or Apple, and download Strike Cloud 360. That's Strike Cloud, S-T-R-I-K-E, Cloud 360. It's free. And then you can see this whole tournament appear in virtual reality, but in real virtual reality. You can actually use the whole process to view the game that you're watching with a 360-degree camera. You can change the camera angles at your pleasure. You can do it in a way you want to do, brought to you by YBVR, the best VR company in the world. It's fully immersive experience. And of course, we are immersed in the bowling quality here tonight. Matt, this is solid bowling that we're looking at here, isn't it?
Nice break there for Sherry Tan. The 10-pin goes late. And now a strike fest, as we call it so far through 4 frames. USA with the advantage, but a nice break there after the maybe not so nice break in their last frame. But we'll see if Missy Parkin can keep Team USA perfect, 4 for 4.
That's an interesting ball. Lots of artwork on that one. Oh, Missy there, striking away. As I said, Matt Cannizzaro is with us, the communications manager for Team USA. We've managed to keep him a little bit quiet at the moment with the Team USA team vying for their position into the final. But Matt has got all the stats of what's happening. He's in contact all around the world. Oh, hello. I love USA. Oh, there we go. Hello. Look at that. Somebody's even got the eyelashes on for tonight as well, especially. Look, we even dress up for the World Championships of Bowling here in Dubai. Just checking that Matt hadn't got his eyelashes on tonight. No, I think that we're all right, Matt. Super stuff. Strikes all the way. Now, of course, after these games, we're going to be moving on to the finals of tonight, the team finals. We'll be going on to the women's final match, Malaysia versus USA. Again, the men's final, Singapore versus Korea. And then finally, to bring up the close and the curtain of the IBF World Championships here in Dubai, we will have Sweden versus one of these two teams.
There we go, another nice break. As Jacob caves in what
he does.
Could have been the big four.
Now, when you're practicing as a bowler, you know, when you're not in comps like this, in competitions, in championships, how often are you playing? Oh, look at that. There you go, a little kiss to the pins there. How often are you how often are you training, Matt? Is it every day when you're not in comps as well?
I would say most of these players at this level are Team USA members. It's
their job, yeah?
It's their job.
Yeah.
For many of them, especially on the ladies' side, you'll see just keeping the legs strong for the foundation at the foul line. Danielle, Kelly, a lot of time going to the gym, focused on nutrition. A lot of games on the lanes, and going out there and shooting spares and just doing all the things.
Now, I was chatting to Kelly Kulik just before we started tonight's broadcast here, and I've got an old footballing injury on my left thigh, and I came behind the scenes and round the back of the stands, and Kelly was standing there with one of these massage machines, and she was working on an injury that she said, well, not an injury, but just kind of, you know, a bit of tightness she had in her thigh. And I said, does that really, really work? And she said, you have a go. So I put this machine onto my thigh, and my left leg nearly kind of came away from my hip. So the technology is not only here in the bowling, but also looking after the players as well. But thanks for Kelly for that. That's something I'll never forget. Now, we have got some die-hard bowling fans, and as I said earlier on, lots of the supporters that you're looking at tonight, Team Sweden are here. They've been here for all 4 nights. We've got, of course, Malaysia, Singapore. Lots of support for Team USA there. This lady's got her camera around the wrong way round. She's actually filming herself, the one on the left there in the middle. I think, turn your camera around.
She wants to watch her reaction to some of these amazing shots here.
Yeah, indeed. Sherry Tank, we've seen earlier on, we've seen lots of the world's finest bowlers. And as I said, we've chatted over the last 4 days, Matt, and we've you know, the opportunity for East versus West isn't always there. We kind of see maybe Europeans playing the Americans and such like, but it is a chance now for, you know, Singapore, Malaysia, Hong Kong, those sort of countries, Korea, to really kind of come up against the world powerhouse like you guys in the US and really show what they can do.
This is generally our opportunity to meet all these teams, right? They have a lot of different events over in Asia, and we have the Pro Tours in the United States. Sometimes they intermingle, sometimes not so much, but wow.
It is a strike fest. Look at this. Even Superman there looks like he's happy for the night.
Another phenomenal shot by the USBC Hall of Famer, the world champion many times over, looking to add 2 more tonight here.
Yeah, indeed.
In Dubai.
There's our overview shot. There's the scores that Matt's going to have a quick look at for in a minute. But this is the Sports, Fitness and Wellbeing Hub here at Dubai's home of Expo 2020 in the desert. And as I said earlier on, the action is white hot. More strikes again. You know, earlier on tonight, Matt, we saw the right-hand lane, like it had done in previous nights, performing better than the left-hand lane. But these sets of bowlers, both lanes are giving up the strikes, aren't they?
Well, they've seen both lanes quite a bit this week. They've done their homework, their intel, as you mentioned with Martin Larson, keeping an eye on things and just getting a feel for it. And I know, as we said, the lanes were not re-oiled for this match, so coaches likely were watching what was happening in our last game and came out here with a solid game plan. And clearly, it's paying off as Team USA is 8 for 8.
Well, okay, Matt, I have been talking far too much, and you are the man. You've brought your official scoreboard with you, your official scorecard. How are we looking, Matt, according to what you have down on the paper? How are Team USA doing compared to Singapore currently?
Well, Team USA perfect through 8 frames, so not much Singapore can do at this point.
Hey, hang on a minute.
Wait it out.
I've just realized, you know, earlier on we were talking about Korea. possibly making, for the first time under the IBF banner, the first ever 300 perfect score, and they missed it by 1. Could we be seeing the first time ever a 300 have been scored under the IBF banner outside, and also as a mixed teams event? We could be on groundbreaking history here. Hopefully I haven't kind of, just, you know, it's a lovely prospect. Hopefully I'll put the dampeners on it. And of course what we're doing here, of course, is highlighting the team element. Wow. Oh my goodness me. I did not hopefully put the dampers on that, and I definitely didn't, because we see another strike for Team USA. Look at that. Who's the daddy? So look at that. Strike, 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 strike all the way through. Now, we were on the edge of a precipice for a perfect 300 score. That is the best you can get in bowling. We are now in the mixed team event facing the prospect of the first time ever under the IBF World Championships jurisdiction, a 300 perfect score being shot outside. Just before we see the Singapore team take their shots, we're going to, of course, give you an oversight of the evening so far. And we've had a great, and of course the last 4 days, since the 6th of November, 250 athletes from 35 countries have been vying for these exact places that you're watching tonight. They have been fighting it out between countries from all over the world to become the world's best. The IBF World Championships has seen the singles, the doubles, the trios, and now the mixed teams for the first time. And I'm going to be quiet for a little bit, Matt, because maybe we need a little bit of hush, because we're on the verge of something special in a moment. Just as Singapore finish off their spare. Well done to Singapore.
By my count, we saw 14 300 games this week in the various events, singles, doubles, Baker trios, Baker team, all of it, which is a very high number. For the World Championships, a very high-scoring 44-foot oil pattern, and now we're seeing if we can add one more here for the red, white, and blue.
The red, white, and blue. Here we go. Bite, 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 bite.
10-pin won't go for Jacob Butcher. That one, we saw him go high earlier and cave in the big 4. That one, he got it left, barely made it back to the head pin, but just a little too thin to knock him down. And Team USA.
Did you see that little expression? he just went, wow. You know, that looked like it was almost stuck down, that 10-pin. It didn't want to go. Let's clear it up. I think that 10-pin's learnt his lesson.
But the goal achieved, moving on to the next match.
This is it.
Number 1.
We'll save the perfect 300 for the final, shall we? Let's do it in grand style. In slow-mo, those expressions. Look at that. And there we go. Great job. You heard in the background there. Great job, guys. That is, you know, that's what it's all about. Sweden will be now taking on Team USA as we just go for the final few clear-ups for these ones, and the shots hit now. You see that machine there in the left-hand side of your screen. I'll tell you about that in a second. Final scores on your screen. Team USA 278 plays Singapore's 246. Sees USA into the final with Sweden in the mixed team event in the IBF World Championships.